As in other countries around the world, Chinese have invented their own independent finger counting system and hand gestures, which are called Chinese number gestures, or Chinese hand signs with numbers. It is quite simple to show numbers with Chinese number gestures. In China, only one hand is enough to count the natural numbers from 1 to 10. You don't even need to be very nimble with your fingers. Let's start with the Chinese number gesture for the digit 1. In China, to make your right hand into a fist with the only index finger raised up, is the Chinese gesture standing for the Chinese number, yi, the Arabic numeral 1.
E.
To represent the number 2 in China, just raise both your index and middle finger at the same time.
2 2
In addition, the Chinese gesture of number 2 also expresses other meanings of success, victory, and even happy. You may find out this is one of the most Chinese tourists' favorite poses and gestures to use when they are taking photographs. They use such scissors-like hand gesture without any offense to others, but just express their happy mood of successfully arrival and enjoying a great trip there. The Chinese gestures from 1 to 5 are very simple and logically connected with each. Once you have learned the Chinese gestures of numbers 1 and 2, it is not hard to think of the number 3's gesture. Normally, you can continually extend the ring finger after the index and middle raised to indicate the number 3.
3
That is, 3. Another easier way to show number 3 goes more popular in southern China. That is to force your index finger to touch the thumb while keeping the other 3 appraised, the gesture similar to OK's. As regards the Chinese gesture of the number 4,
4
you can continue to extend your little finger based on the gesture of the number 3, which is just the way how the Japanese used to express their number 1. The Chinese gesture of 5 is to extend your hand with full 5 fingers open.
5
It is also a common gesture used widely throughout most Western countries. However, the following number gestures from 6 to 10 become significantly different between in China and in Westerns. To get to know the Chinese gesture of the number 6, please make a fist, upraise the thumb and little finger but leave others folding to palm. You'll find that it's similar to the shape of Chinese number 6 after 180-degree rotation. This Chinese number gesture may look a little strange at your point unless you know how the Chinese write down 6 in Chinese number form.
6
The Chinese people living in the northern and southern areas have different opinions on the Chinese hand gesture of the number 7.
7
But in China, the most commonly used way of number expression is to make the thumb, the index, and the middle fingers extended and touch each other, with 3 fingertips joined together, while the left 2 still keep folding to the palm. The hot Chinese gesture of 8 used by the majority is to extend thumb and index fingers, with an almost 90-degree right angle between them, similar to the shape of the letter L. But in eyes of the Chinese, it's rather like the gesture of a pistol holding in the hand. To remember this shooting-like posture can help remind you easily of the Chinese hand gesture for the number 8.
8 8
With regard to the Chinese gesture of the number 9, you can associate it with the writing of the number 9 because of the 2 shapes alike. Only upraise the index finger and then bend it down into a hook-like form, while the rest of the fingers still folding to the palm.
9
There are 2 ways for the Chinese to often signify the number 10, one requiring 2 hands together, while the other just using a single hand. To learn the first gesture to express the number 10, you should first know how the Chinese write the Arabic 10 in simplified Chinese.
10
That is, 10, a cross-shaped character composed of 2 strokes only. It looks like the Red Cross logo, or a multiplication sign after a 45-degree rotation. Then, you can make a similar gesture by crossing 2 index fingers together. The second gesture for the number 10 in China is even more simple than the first. Just make a fist with your right hand. Additionally, the second Chinese hand gesture of the number 10 also benefits for expressing larger numbers, such as the 2-digit number from 11 to 99. Once you are skilled on the Chinese gesture of the number 10, you can use your right hand to make a fist, which will naturally be regarded as a number at the ones place. Later, please extend your left hand and make any type of Chinese number gestures. Don't forget to raise the left hand gesture a little higher or move it forward, so that others can more easily understand it as the number at the tens place, and then catch your meaning of a double-digit number as well. If you'd like to emphasize the figure you expressed and further confirm with others, please repeat the gesture of left hand first, then followed by the repetition of another. The sequence of your movement is equal to the order of how we write down a two-digit number as usual. With the help of this method, you can express any of the two-digit numbers, up to 99, with both hands in China. Did you find that there are some interesting coincidences hidden among those Chinese number gestures? The following clues may shed some light, so that you can quickly catch the key point. First, to make Chinese number gestures from 1 to 5, just remember to raise up the index finger as the beginning, then one by one followed anti-clockwise, until 5 fingers are all extended. Next, whether it is for an odd or even number, the total fingers triggered in the gestures are also matching with an odd or even number. For example, to express the number 9, only one finger, the index, is in use. As for the number 7, only 3 fingers stand for it. Oppositely, 2 Chinese gestures of 10 separately asked, 2 or 0 fingers extended. Finally, smart Chinese gestures help you easily signify numbers from 1 to 99. You don't have to remember too many different types of hand gestures or skills. On the contrary, it only requires you to learn how to use Chinese gestures from 1 to 10 and the only basic principle for pairing usage. That's enough.